in before we even start the show, man. So my reason for talking about this today, man, is that I still get a lot of questions about, from men who seemingly don't know what to do during this trying time, man. And I think about it, man, and I say, you know what? I got to talk about this paper because a lot of men, and we don't have to discuss our finances openly with one another. We never have to do that. Some men do during consultations, or there are a few guys that I talk to on a personal level, man. And I realize that not all men are financially situated the way they want to be, but they want to jump in midways. Let's see, if you haven't done steps for steps 1 through 4, you can't just jump in on step 5. That's not how this goes. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to start off, man, and we're going to talk some real financial growth, man. How to start from broke. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I know, and this ain't no knock on nobody. I know a lot of y'all ain't situated financially like you're supposed to be. I know that. The majority of Americans aren't situated financially like they're supposed to be. And by situated, I was in the brother MTR joint a couple of nights ago, man, and we both were in it. We both agreed that you should have a year's worth of finances to cover your expenses saved up. Now, I'm going to tell you, very few people have that. Very few Americans have that. The majority of Americans don't have that. The majority of Americans will, if they lose all their income, their incoming revenue, they won't be able to sustain their lives for 3 months. That's the average American. So I know many of you men are not in the situation where you can sustain your life for a year, but that's fine. Tonight, we're going to talk about how to do that. So the running title is 3-Year Alpha Financial Growth Plan for Broke Beginners. And being broke is not a problem. Like, you got to stop thinking that being broke is a problem. Being broke is only a problem if you focus on impressing women, because the majority of men are broke. There's nothing wrong with being broke. That just means that, just like the majority of Americans, the opportunities have been given to someone else. The opportunities didn't come your way, or even worse, maybe you didn't capitalize on the opportunities. Either way, being broke is okay. Staying broke is not okay. So we're going to talk about from being broke. Now, this is a tough, hey bro, these are tough travels. To get this done in 3 years, you got to have a lot of focus, and you got to have a lot of determination, and you're going to be tired as hell because you're going to work. Mediocre tutorials and reviews in the joint. What up, bro? Good to see you in the joint, man. If you haven't subscribed to that brother's channel, man, go ahead over there and do that, man. That brother is doing some amazing things over there on his channel, man. And listening to his video the other day is what made me reel it all the way back, because a lot of men who were listening in there, I could tell by their responses to him that they weren't in a situation to do that, because they were asking too many lower level questions that weren't at that level yet. And I know, and once we both spoke that we thought a year's worth of savings to be able to sustain your life was up to par, the responses weren't what they would have been from men who thought the same way. So I want to take you all the way back. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate the $20 super chat. Brother say my notifications finally work. Salute BOA. Let them know. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you being in the joint, man. Now, first of all, there's some things you got to do. The first thing you got to do is stop looking at people who are on the level that you're not on. If you're looking at them for anything other than motivation, if you're looking at them and you wish you were where they were, and see, wishing you were where somebody is envious. That's low-level envy. Just because, man, I wish I was in that position. Just because you don't say, damn, I hate they're in that position. It's the same thing. Hating they're in that position, if there's a thin line between wishing you were in that position and hating the fact that they're in it. See what I'm saying? I never look at anyone's position and want to be in it. I look at my position and say, okay, how can I improve my position? Because even if I get to your level, we're not going to be in the same position. We took 2 different paths with 2 different individuals. We live 2 different lives. So the first thing you got to do is kill that envy. No envious man has ever been able to move forward in life. You spend too much time worrying about somebody else. And if you want to move forward in life, man, and be able to be on your way. Now, I'm not going to tell you in 3 years you're going to be able financially independent, but you'll be on your way to financial independence, starting from square one. So let me give you the 4 prerequisites that you must do before you can even embark upon this journey in earnest. The first thing, look in your closet. Now, somebody going to say, well, damn, BOA, why in the hell am I going to look in my closet? I already spent too much money on clothes now. I don't need no more clothes. Exactly. That's why I want you to look in your damn closet. I want you to look in your closet and look at all those clothes. Get familiar with them. Because that's what your ass going to wear for 3 years. For these 3 years, that's what you're going to wear. I hope you've done well wardrobe-wise. I hope whatever you need to wear to work or whatever, I hope you've done well. Because you don't have a budget. You're not going to be able to budget buying new wardrobe. So you better settle into your closet. When you're not taking care of your shoes, and we're men, so we pretty much take care of our stuff, but you better key into the fact that that's what you're going to be wearing, especially if you're overweight. If you're overweight, let me tell you something. If you're overweight, don't buy clothes to fit you while you're overweight. Stop shopping for yourself while you're overweight. Tell yourself, dog, I ain't buying you nothing in the size you in right now. Everything I buy you now is going to be a smaller size. Watch how you get yourself in gear. You got to motivate yourself to get in gear. So you're going to tell your closet, clothes, I love y'all. We got a 3-year love affair we're about to have, and nobody else. What the Lord has put together today, let no other clothing designer or no department store or no online shopping website put asunder. We are going to be together for 3 years. The second thing I want you to do is look at your vehicle. I don't care how raggedy it is. Guess what? You're going to drive that raggedy joker, man, for that motherfucker finna be your whip. That's what you finna ride. If the AC ain't blowing in it, fine. You've been driving all this time without the AC. You don't have money to spare on that if you're broke. If you're broke, you ain't got no money. If you broke, you ain't got no money. You don't have extra money to spend on nothing if you broke, dog. Where is money coming from? You abracadabraing money in the air, bro? You don't have money to spend. You simply don't have it. The third thing I want you to do, look at your residence. Wherever you live, you better love it, because that's where you're going to be. And I'm going to tell you another thing. That might not be where you're going to be if you're overpaying for where you are. When we get into the numbers, we're going to start this thing off with the numbers, because I want you to see how serious the numbers are. And I want you to see how insignificant the amount is when you think about how much money you need to do this. It doesn't take a lot of money to implement this 3-year plan. It takes a lot of focus, because you don't have any expenses. You don't have any extra money to spare. YMC, what's good, brother? Good to see you in the building. Appreciate the $2 super chat. Go check that brother's channel out, man. YMC, Young Manhood channel, man. He is a young man who is trying to express the necessity of manhood to young men, man. Go check him out. Akhenaten L, appreciate the $1 super chat, bro. Now, the fourth thing I want you to do, and this is going to be a big one for many men. Look at the women you've been trying to impress. Look at them one last time. You can even cut them one last time you want to. And then cut them off. Because if you broke and you got women, they not contributing to your cause. You contributing to theirs. Any man who has multiple women and is broke, they're not contributing, then you doing. They're counterproductive to this process. It's a great time for you to start experiment with semen retention or abstinence, or go monk if you can. The best thing to do is just go monk. Go monk during this time, because you don't have the time to date. You don't have the time to spend money on women. You ain't even got no food to share with her. Man, listen, bro. You don't have food to share with her. Now, let's get into the meat of the matter. Those are things that you have to take care of before you can even start on this journey. If you can't take care of those things, man, just stay broke. That's real talk. It's harsh, but it's real talk. Now, let's talk about the first thing you need to do. This is the amount of money it's going to take for you to do this. You're going to need to make $4,000 a month. That's not a lot of money, but you're going to need to make that. It's not a little bit of money. The average American doesn't make $48,000 a year. Not bring home. You're going to need to bring home $4,000 a month. You got one job, you ain't making that, get another job. You got 2 jobs, you ain't making that, get a part-time job. Pick up some on the weekend. Figure out some way to hustle. Figure out some way to do something. Pimp on some women. Do whatever you got to do. Don't pimp on some women, but do whatever you got to do, man. You have to get your income up to $4,000 a month. It's not, you may be able to do another plan with less money, but with this plan, you can't do, you got to make $4,000 a month. The way this plan breaks down, the way it works, because you got to think about this. If this was only going to take 6 months, yeah. A lot of these things that you're going to have to think about, you wouldn't have to think about if you're going to be able to get this done in 6 months. But to focus on this type of strict financial plan for 3 years, you are going to have some things in place because you're going to have to be constantly motivated every day to stay on path. Constantly motivated to stay on path every day. Now, why do you need to have $4,000? Because you're going to pay yourself $1,000 a month off top. Before you pay anything, you're going to pay yourself $1,000 off top. That's going to leave you with $3,000, right? You're going to pay yourself $1,000 off top, period. Every month, you're going to you're going to save $1,000. Now, somebody may say, well, why don't you invest it? Because, man, bro, you don't just jump into investing and your ass ain't got no money. How you going to take your last money and invest? It's not financially feasible. It's not fiscally responsible. And it's just not a sound financial move. When you invest, you want to have some money put up. Let me tell you how this whole thing is going to break down. You're going to have $4,000 a month. You're going to spend $1,500 on your living expenses. Why are you going to spend $1,500 on your living expenses? Because, man, you want to live somewhere at least nice. You don't want to live in the projects and try to do this. You don't want the stress of having to worry about gunshots. So you want to at least live somewhere that's quiet, that's peaceful. You know what I'm saying? At least in most places you can do this. Now, if you're in New York, we're talking about a whole different thing. If you're in LA, maybe we're talking about a whole different thing. But in most places in the United States, if you're in South Beach, if you broke, you ain't in South Beach. You know what I'm saying? And if you broke, you're probably not in New York. Not in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Not in, you know what I'm saying? You're not in anywhere that anyone would want to live in New York if you broke. So I want you to understand $1,500. Now I'm talking about all your living expenses for $1,500. $1,500, all your living expenses. What's that leave you with? That leaves you with $2,500, right? You're going to save $1,000. You're going to put that to the side, right? That leaves you with $1,500. You're going to save $1,000. You're going to live off $1,500, and you're going to have, that's going to leave you with what? $1,500. You know what you're going to do with that $1,500? You're going to throw $1,500 at your debts every single month. You got to figure out, how to do it. Maybe if you need to get a financial advisor, whatever you need to do. If you don't get a financial advisor, you can't afford to pay anyone. But look up some things, man. Educate yourself. That's the main thing you're going to do during this time. You're going to be educating yourself on everything that you need to do. You're going to stop being a needy person and become more self-sufficient. When you need some information, you're going to take this time and go find it. You ain't got nothing else to do. You ain't going out. You ain't partying. You ain't hanging out. You ain't clubbing. You ain't shopping. You ain't doing nothing. So that's how this money is going to break down. Now, I'm going to tell you why you're going to do it this way. The $1,500 you're going to spend on your living expenses, you want to live somewhere nice. If you got a car note, then you're not going to be able to live somewhere as nice because you got to pay a car note. So if you got $1,500 and you got a $400 car note, then that leaves you with $1,100. You got to find somewhere to live for $1,100. Maybe you ain't going to live nowhere fly. It don't really matter. You got to do what you got to do at this particular time. What you need is peace of mind. So you're going to live somewhere, the best place you can live. Out of that $1,500, you're going to pay what you need to pay with the $1,500. Now, are you going to be living like a baller? Of course not. But you can't be a baller. You broke, remember? So you're going to take the $1,500. You're going to live off that, right? The $1,000 going to your savings. Bam. That's it. And the $1,500 going to your debt. You're going to save $1,000 and pay yourself first because I refuse to work my ass off every day and not pay myself. I learned that a long time ago. I will never pay everyone else and not pay myself. So you pay yourself first. So you won't have to worry about getting all your money caught up in nothing if you pay yourself first. If you're working as hard as you're going to have to work to pull this plan off, you want to be able to look at something that you're saving for yourself. That's going to keep you motivated. If you start off broke and 5 months in, you got $5,000 saved, that's going to keep you grinding, keep you motivated. Because your mind is already set on not shopping, not doing any of that crazy shit, not hanging out, not eating lobster and steak. The lobster and steak comes later on. It comes in the 4th year, right? Probably. Right now, you got a 3-year window where you ain't doing nothing fancy. No living fancy for you, guy. So you're going to do that. Now, the first year, you got $12,000 saved. You're going full speed ahead into the 2nd year trying to figure out a way to make even more money. But let me tell you what you're going to do. If you make more money, you're only going to save $1,000 a month. Whatever money you make, you're only going to spend that $1,500 on living expenses. Whatever extra money you make, you're going to throw it at your debts. Throwing it at your debts is how you speed up the process, for lack of a better way to put it. I wanted to say something more intellectually sound, or just flex my intellectual capacity, but that's what came up. You're going to speed up the process, expedite the process. Now, there are some decisions you got to make while you're doing this. Now, why wouldn't you invest the $12,000 after the first year? It's not enough. Because see, let me tell you something. If you living off $1,500, that's $18,000 a year. You ain't even got a year worth of money saved up after the first year. You only got $12,000. It's going to take you a year and a half to get the year worth of living expenses that you need. That's why we're keeping the living expenses low. We don't want to have $5,000 a month living expenses. Dude, you got to save 60 racks to be able to live a year. But if you keep it at $1,500, it's going to take you a year and a half. Halfway through the process, you got your savings that you need to cover a year, but you ain't got no money to invest. So you get that money, put it to the side. You got that year now. You still can't invest. You take the next year and a half. That's how you get your 18 racks to invest. Now, are you going to invest the entire 18 racks? Probably not. I wouldn't. I'd start off slow, but you're going to do a lot of research during this time. Let me tell you something. You got 3 weeks to figure out investments. You got 3 weeks to figure out how to build 3 years rather, to figure out how to build your portfolio. You're not going to invest until the 4th year. So you got a whole bunch of time to learn a whole bunch of things in your free time, because all your free time is going to be free. Now, man, listen, I know this is fantastical and this is some, man, BOA, I don't know about that, man. This is, this is, I don't know, man. This is going to be tough. Bruh, you broke. Ain't nothing tougher than being broke. Ain't nothing tougher than being broke, dog. That is the pits. Being broke, being at a job where you got to take shit because you ain't got no money saved up to not take shit. Now, am I saying just because you got a little money saved up, you're supposed to just, run from every situation? Because no, but what I'm saying is you don't have to be miserable at a job if you got a year worth of savings saved up. You see what I'm saying? You can do everything with confidence. If you feel like you're being disrespected at the job, you don't have to take it because you're not looking at it saying, I need my check this week. This is going to empower you in ways that you won't know you're empowered until you finish this process. You're going to be hella empowered after this process, brother. So the next thing you're going to do, you're going to decide if and where you'll relocate after this. Because whatever industry you're in, whatever business you're in, whatever field you're in, even whatever you want to invest in, if you want to invest in tech, hey man, you're gonna be a free agent. Shout out to the brother, Coach Greg Adams, man. You're gonna be living a free agent lifestyle after this. So you could go wherever you want to go. If you're investing in tech, why not go out to Cali? Why not hang around Silicon Valley? You know what I'm saying? You got a year worth of savings. You got 18 to 20 racks to invest. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's keep the number specific. You got 18 racks to invest. So you coming in from a position of power. Here you are showing up in this town. And let me tell you something, man. Nobody really cares how much you're investing in something as long as you come in with a powerful position, ready to make moves, and you come in knowledgeable because you've been teaching yourself, training yourself, learning, listening to seminars, doing all of these things over these 3 years. The next thing you're going to do, as I mentioned, but I'll say it again, you're going to become well-versed in investment and overall portfolio building. You are going to know what you want to invest in. You are going to know how to invest in it. You are going to know the investment legalese. I'll say that. You're going to know the investment broker speaks. You're going to know how to talk to them like you know what the hell is going on. That's how you get respect from people in any industry. You talk like you know what the hell is going on. They're not talking over your head, because the very moment somebody talks over your head, they're figuring out a way to get over on you. They figure you're a rookie. When you're a rookie, it's like in the NFL. You come in, you're a rookie, you get hazed. There's some things you do. You got to carry somebody's bags, or you got to, cook somebody breakfast, or you got to do something crazy, man. You all that's the same principle. So you're gonna educate yourself in whatever field you want to be in. Cause I'm gonna tell you, I'm not saying you have to go somewhere and be an entrepreneur after this, but you have to have an entrepreneurial spirit. Even if you got a job, you still got to approach it like you're an entrepreneur. That's just your source of income. And you still got to be your own boss, which means that you don't let anybody push you into a direction that you don't want to go. Why? Because you situated already. You okay. You got enough money, man, to sustain your lifestyle for a year. If anything goes on, man, you can handle that. And you got some money to invest that you're working with over here. You're building some things up over here, man. Now, the next thing I want you to focus on is this. You got a 3-year window. Get and stay healthy and lean. Get and stay lean and healthy. None of these investments, none of this money, none of these things matter if you're sick and fat, dog. None of these things matter. This is in a 3-year window. I tell you, man, all the time, in a 3-year window, you can turn your life around. This isn't just about the money, but since this is how you move forward in life by increasing your financial visibility, you're going to have to take this time and become the very best version of yourself. When you show up wherever you're going to go, you're going to look like a man who has come to take over the town. You're going to feel like a man who has come to take over the town. And if you stay in the town you're in, you're going to start making major moves in that town. You're going to come. It's like you've been on hibernation. You've been chilling. You've been laying back, and then when you come out, you're going to come out full force. Not for them, not to impress anyone, but because as a man, this is the life you want to live. You want to live a fiscally responsible, yet fiscally free life. None of us is going to be financially independent. Walmart isn't financially independent. They need customers. But financially free? Oh, yeah. Financial freedom is what we're looking at right now. That's what we're going for. Now, the next thing you're going to have to do, and this is going to be a big one, you're going to have to clean the clutter out of your personal life. You got to clean the clutter out of your personal life. You know, my motto is anyone who is not contributing to your process needs to be eliminated. Anyone in your life who is not contributing to your process, and there are many ways that someone can contribute. It doesn't have to be a financial contribution all of the time. They can contribute their energy. They can contribute their effort. They can give you valuable information. They could be somebody that's doing research for you. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I got a chick on the team writing my book now. I just sit, I sit and read it to her. Like I literally read her what I've got written over the phone, man, and she's typing it as I'm reading it to her. But she's a valuable asset to me right now because I can't type. I can peck pretty fast. I probably can peck out about 35 words a minute. But that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? I know people who can type 100. So, but what I'm saying is she's a valuable asset to me right now. Once the book is done, let's see what she can contribute after that. See what I'm saying? Everyone in your life has to be a contributor to your process because you don't have time to entertain anyone on a personal level like that. On an empty level. I won't say on a personal level, but on an empty level. You don't have time to waste on emptiness, man. Because your bank account is empty. And that's real, brothers. Now, I skipped over this because I wanted, it sounds all gravy. Okay, man, 4,000 a month. Okay, cool. 4,000 a month, cool. I can do that. I already make, let's say this. Let's say if on the low end, let's say you make 36,000 a year. Let's say you bring home 36. Because we talking about bring home. You bring home 36. Man, all you got to do is come up with another 12,000. That's another $1,000 a month. You ain't got nothing but time on your hands. Fill that time up with a way to make some more paper. But let me tell you, the caveat that I did not mention, and this is the reason why the majority of people who are broke. Now, some people just always been broke. But let me tell you how people go broke. The most important thing for you to do right now is set a strict budget and stick to it no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I got so used to sticking to a strict budget that I still stick to the majority of my budget. I still have the same grocery budget that I've had for years, man. I still eat the same things. As a matter of fact, man, when I'm done with this, man, I'm probably gonna take a quick nap, man, and probably bang back up, man, early enough to before I get started, man, and just show y'all what I'm about to meal prep for the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, just break everything out. And I'm not gonna record the whole meal prep, but I'm gonna show you everything I'm about to meal prep. And you have to budget, man. Budget is the holy grail of financial freedom. Budgeting is the holy grail of financial freedom. And if it's not on paper, you didn't do it. It's not a budget if it's not on paper. Period. It can be in your mind all you want to. It's not a budget if it's not on paper, man. And this causes everything to become uniform. Once you see what fits into your grocery budget, you just buy the same shit all the time. I've been eating the same foods, man, for years. As long as I can remember, I've been eating the same foods. I like them. They taste good to me. Do I mix them up sometime? Maybe, but I like them. You don't eat for taste. You eat for sustenance. And I'm telling you, man, this budget is. I just can't emphasize how important it is to set a budget, man. And you can't stray from that budget. I don't care what you want to do. I don't care what you think you want or what you think you need. You can't stray from that budget. And I'm going to tell you what this does. It keeps you from falling victim to leeches. This is a time where you ain't got no money to loan nobody. You ain't got no money to let nobody borrow. You ain't got no money to give nobody. Bro, you broke. The poor and needy cannot help the poor and needy. You broke. If you don't have a year's worth of living expenses, you are broke. You are broke. I say again, if you don't have a year's worth of living expenses, you are, let's 8 months to a year. 8 months to, if you don't have 8 months to a year, the lowest I'll go is 6 months. If you can't sustain your life for 6 months, if you lose all your income, man, you broke as hell, bro. You broke as hell. Jose Navarro, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Say simple sacrifices involved in not spending money on dumb physical carbon material to impress makes a big difference. Makes a hell of a difference, man. Hell of a difference. Shout out to Trey Lane, man. Bro, appreciate $2 super chat, bro. Say financial advice for full-time student athletes. There is no financial advice for a full-time student athlete. As a full-time student athlete, bro, you just got to get it how you live. Like, if you're a full-time student athlete, you don't need financial advice. You need to focus on the books. There's no financial advice for you. You need to get the hell out of that student athlete mode as quick as you can. You get out of that mode and then you get into the real world. Like, you don't have the time to focus on this if you're a full-time student athlete. This is for someone who can focus full-time on making money. So there really is no financial advice. You just got to get it how you live, man. You know what I'm saying? You might do some work study. You just got to get it how you live. We all struggle in school, bro. I mean, college is just a struggle. Unless you come from a family, man, that really got that paper like that, college is and even with a family who got that paper like that, if they had to pay for your education, hey, man, that's just a struggling period of time right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you're a full-time student, this is the thing about a full-time student athlete. If you're worrying about financial advice, then you putting the cart before the horse. You don't even have a job. You don't even have a way to make money. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to the point in life where you can focus on getting to the money. That's when the financial advice comes. If you're not making any finances, there is no financial advice. Let's talk about the definition of financial advice. Financial advice is advising someone on how to manage their finances. If you ain't getting no finances, then there is no financial advice for someone who's not getting any finances. All you can do is get what money you can and stack. Get what money you can and stack up. Don't party. Don't do all that hanging out, man. Don't go broke. Any money you get, you're a student athlete, man, stack it. You got to stack. Because let me tell you what you want to do as a student athlete. You simply want to make what you can and stack it. You want to save. You want to save because when you're done with school, let's say if you don't go pro or semi-pro, or let's say if whatever sport you're in, you can't transition that into a professional career. You don't want to be in a situation where you're in a bind, where as soon as you get through with school, man, you kind of you're under the pressure of, oh man, I got to get something right now, and you end up taking the first little job that come your way, the first little position that's offered to you. You take it even though you don't want to take it because you're broke. You need money. You see what I'm saying? So just save. Student athlete, save. That's all I can tell you. Save. Make it any way you can and save. Do not blow money as a student athlete. I promise you, you will regret it. The day after you get your degree, you're going to think about all that money that you blew through. So do not blow money as a student athlete, brother. As any student, do not, I say once more, man, as a student athlete, a student, do not blow money. It puts you under unnecessary pressure when you're done. When you get that degree, man, it puts you under unnecessary pressure. You don't have time to really look at the offers that are out there for you because need more is calling you. The goal of financial freedom, man, is to avoid need more. Avoid need more. You know what need more is? You ain't got enough. You need more. Or as my granddad used to say, need more. You know, hey boy, you got to, there ain't but one thing you got to avoid when it come to money, and that's need more. Long as you stay ahead of need more, then you good. You can want more, but you got to stay ahead of need more. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro, you got to stay the hell ahead of need more. When you need more, you've done one or two things. Either you wasted your time and you ain't getting no money, or you getting money and you blowing it on stuff that you don't even need. And you need more money. Even though you're making enough money, you should be making enough money. So really, that's what this is all about, man. This is all about not waking up one day realizing that you're in a situation where you ain't got no money. And that's why I wanted to do this, man, because a lot of men find themselves in that situation where you ain't got no money. Let me tell you something, brothers, and this is real talk. I said this once on a live stream. I said, man, your goal as a man is to be able to sustain your life with the income you have coming in and have at least 10,000 saved. Man, a couple of guys came and said, man, 10,000 ain't no money. 10,000 ain't no money. I guarantee you. Let me tell you who 10,000 ain't no money to. 10,000 ain't no money to somebody that's rich or somebody that got so much debt that 10,000 won't even help him out of it. You show me a man who ain't got no money and give that man 10,000, I guarantee you he ain't gonna say, damn, dog, this all you got for me? You can't give me 15? I guarantee you he ain't gonna say that. Find me a man who working check to check, ain't got no money, and throw him 10 racks. So when people talk crazy, man, you got to listen to what they're saying, and you got to ask yourself why they're saying it. Because 10 racks for a broke man is plenty of money. You know how many men have never had 10 racks, man? I want y'all to understand something. The majority of people in America have never had 10 racks. They've never been able to count 10 racks. They've never been able to say, okay, I got 10 racks. I'm going to see what I can do with it. We talking about just 10 racks. Just 10 racks. That's how deep this is, man. And it's crazy out here, bruh, that men would look at a situation where they ain't got no money and then try to look down and pee on 10 racks. Man, you can't pee on 10 racks if you ain't got no money. 10 racks is a starting point. It's a great starting point to get to 100 racks. 100 racks is a great starting point to get that meal ticket. That meal ticket is the starting point to financial freedom. Full financial freedom, man. So another thing I want y'all to focus on is this, man. You got to focus on increasing awareness and information gathering for your ultimate career move. Now, you're not going to end up out of this and just be situated where you can just invest and watch your money grow. These investments are going to be long term. So this is a 3-year alpha financial growth plan for broke beginners. This is about financial growth. This is about these 3 years won't make you financially free, They will teach you how to grow financially and put you in a position after the third year where you can continue to grow financially. But you got to be thinking about, what am I going to do after these 3 years? Because technically speaking, you could keep doing whatever you're doing. Because after 3 years, you've got a nice routine set up. You've got a nice flow to your life. You could keep doing that and start investing from there. You don't have to relocate. You don't have to change anything after the third year. You're already on the path to financial growth. You just keep growing financially, but at that point, you can start investing while you're growing financially. You got 18 racks, man, that you can play around with and invest. And then at that point, man, if you want to get yourself a car, you can. I wouldn't. I still wouldn't spend no money on that. Unless you just drive a piece of, you drive a piece of crap, then yeah, reward yourself after that, man. And get yourself something. Don't go out and blow no money on no foolishness, but get yourself something reliable and dependable. You understand what I'm saying? But if that's not the case, if what you have is reliable and dependable, keep driving it. What the hell are you trying to do? You can't ball out with $18,000, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And there ain't many cars. I feel like this when it comes to coming back after this third year. And listen, you don't have to stop at the third year. This is just a 3-year plan. You could keep going for 6 years. You can keep going for however long you need to go. Because let me tell you the great thing about this. You're going to be throwing $18,000 a year at your debt. So after 3 years, you're going to throw $54,000 at your debt after 3 years. Which, I'm going to be honest with you, I think that's phenomenal that you can throw $54,000 at your debt. Hopefully, you're not in more debt than $54,000. Student loans, you got a couple of degrees. Depending on where you went, 1 degree can put you. But, that's either hit or miss. You know what I'm saying? If you do have more than that, then your plan is going to take longer. You don't want to start investing until you have paid off these debts. So if you got to go 2 extra years, that's going to put you at what? 90 racks. That's going to put you at 90 racks. 90 racks should get you out of debt, man. You know what I'm saying? 90 racks should get you out of debt. Unless you're in the most extreme cases. You know what I'm saying? 90 racks should get you out of debt. Let's say you got to go 3 more years. That's 6 years. Let's say if you're 34 right now, it's going to take you to you 40. Let's say if you're 24 right now, it's going to take you to you 30. Let's say if you fresh out of college, you're 22 right now, it's going to take you to you 28. You're still young. Even if you're 36, if you're 34, compared to where you are now at 40, you still young. If you think you're young at 34, your ass going to think you're young at 40. If you think you're young at 24, your ass going to think you're young at 30. It's not a long period of time if you're planning on living for a long time. 3 to 6 years. 3 years on the low end for a beginner, for a broke beginner. But if you got student loans, man, you may have to go 3 extra years, which is going to allow you to put $108,000. Now, you should be able to kill your student loan with $108,000, man. Shit. At some point, you should be able to, offer a payoff. You know what I'm saying? I think if you owe them $40,000, man, they'll take 20. One-time payment, they should take it because they're already overtaxing and a whole bunch of this interest and fees and all of that crap, man. So what I'm saying is this, man. We're talking about perfect case scenario, this 3-year plan. If you got to go longer, you got to go longer. But when you get to the point where your debt is gone, guess what? Guess what that means? That means that the $18,000 a year that you were putting out on debt, it stays with you now. I want you to think about that. So now instead of saving $12,000 a year, you're saving $30,000 a year. Now we're talking about some real money to play around with. Let's say after that 3rd year, that's it. You're done. You go that 4th year on that same mission. You just put another 12. Now think about this. You already got 36 saved after 3 years. You go that 4th year. Come on, bruh. You throw another 18 on that. Now guess what you got? Let me tell you how crazy this is. You got that 36, right? You throw another 18 on there, and now you got 54. You got 3 years worth of living expenses right there. And now you ready to invest a bunch of money. And you still making money. But you gotta grind this 3 years first. You gotta grind the 3 years first, brothers. You gotta grind the 3 years first. All that sounds good, but you can't get there until you grind the 3 years first. You can't get there, man. You gotta do it the right way, and you gotta take your time. You gotta say to yourself, man, 3 years is a long time. Hey, man, how long you been broke? If you broke right now, how long you been broke? If you ain't got a year worth of living expenses right now, how long it's been since you had a year worth of living expenses? That's all I want to know. How long has it been since you had a year worth of living expenses if you ain't got it right now? You probably never had it. In 18 months, according to this plan, now let's say this. Let's say this is if you make $48,000 a year. This is if you make $4,000 a month. Let's say you make $6,000 a month. Man, this is the bare bones that you can make as much money as you want to make a month. But you know what you're going to do? You're only going to pay yourself $1,000 a month. You're only going to pay yourself $12,000 a year. You're going to pay yourself a low-level McDonald's worker's salary. You're going to pay yourself a minimum wage salary, pretty close to a minimum wage salary for a year. And you're going to take everything else and dump it into your debts. Credit card debts, student loan debts, child support arrears, whatever it is, man, you can take care of it in a 3-year window in most cases. Dude, you can be debt free in 3 years in most cases. What if you got to take 6 years? Fool, in 6 years, you can be debt free. Do you know what it feels like to wake up debt free? Now, if you got a home or a condo or even a commercial space that you're purchasing, we're gonna put that's a totally different topic, totally different stream. We ain't gonna talk about that here. But I'm talking about outstanding debt. You could be debt free, bruh. Do you remember the last time you was debt free, bruh? If you're not debt free now, do you remember the last time you were debt free? Do you remember what it feels like, man, to wake up and realize, man, that there is nobody that can say, hey, man, you still owe us? Because you're current on your mortgage, right? You're current on that. Even if you got a car note now, you're current on that. I'm talking about outstanding debts, people that you owe that your ass should have been paid already. And I say this, man, let's say if you got there's a whole bunch of things you could do, man, with these finances, bro. But the main thing is you'll have an opportunity to invest in something. It don't have to be stocks. There are many more things to invest in than stocks. You know what I'm saying? A great business now, man, that I'm really looking into getting into myself, man, is, these personal loans, man, giving people these personal loans, man. And hey, man, that's a growing business right now, man. A growing business. It is growing in leaps and bounds, bro. Giving people small business loans, man. Not personal loans, but giving people small business loans, man. Like just being a part of groups, man, that are giving people loans, man, to start their businesses, investing in people, man. That is a huge market right now, bro. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you got the money to play around with, man, that's something I look into, man. Because you can actively kind of see your money growing. It's not just left to chance. Stocks are left to chance, man. You know what I'm saying? None of us can really control what the stock market does. You can kind of look at and at least influence someone in their business. You can have enough information on them to influence them in how they take care of their business and make sure that, you get whatever you got coming on top of the loan back. For me, man, I think that's a hell of a business to get into, man. But you just got to have some paper to play around with. And that's what this is all about, man, giving you some paper to play with, man. Because investment is play money. That's money that you put up, man, and you don't even think about getting it back. If you make an investment in something, please, man, don't be looking at getting that money back. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like right now, man, you can invest in, is it Apple? I think it's Apple. You can invest in Apple, man. I think Apple still don't turn a dividend. You just own Apple stocks. You can sell them, I imagine. I'm sure you can sell them, but Of course, you can sell them. But I mean, you're just watching it grow, but you don't get a dividend off of it. You don't get no kickback off Apple stock, man. Unless they've changed something recently, very recently. Jose Navarro, appreciate the $10 super chat. Bro, say Dr. BOA, I was chilling at home and thought, let me check out COVID-19 coronavirus website domain names. I purchased thevirusdoctor.com orgnet for $30. 2 weeks later, I sold it for $1,300. That's hustling right there, man. That's hustling right there. Simple, legal hustle right there. That's grinding right there, man. That's legal business all day. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny you say that, Jose, man, because I'm going to be honest with you, bro. That type of flip right there, man, I've been hip to that type of flip ever since the Notorious B.I.G. tried to use the name Biggie Smalls legally. He wanted his rap name to be Biggie Smalls. But there was a white kid, man, already had the name trademarked. You know, he could have sold it to Bad Boy. He probably could have got some grip for that. And he probably taxed them a price that they didn't want to pay because they already had Notorious B.I.G., you know, as an alternate name. So it worked out better. It worked out pretty good for Bad Boy and B.I.G., man. But it just goes to show you the type of power you can wield, man, when you got paperwork on anything. When you got paperwork on anything. Let me tell you something, man. Every time I play a song for y'all, man, I get a copyright strike. Because, you know, these days, man, producers they'll sell a song to somebody, man, then they'll lease the song to somebody, then they'll, man, you can't, everything's online now. So, I mean, you could track somebody if you want to, but you know what? I just pull up, I go to Library of Congress, man, website, man, log in, pull up my copyright information, man, post it with my copyright dispute, and it's done. I got that right there. The United States Library of Congress, copyright right there. What can you do? It don't matter who say what. The copyright is right there. And even the great mighty Google has to respect that. Or, hey man, you know, we could get into it another way. But I mean, you know, copyright stand up in court no matter how powerful the entity is. The little man with the copyright, with the legal copyright, stands strong in court. So, you know what I'm saying? That paperwork is serious, man. So I say this to y'all, man. Another thing that you got to do is this, man. You got to keep in mind that you got to go full speed ahead moving into the next level of life. This is about moving into the next level of life, man. It don't matter where you are right now. It don't matter how old you are right now. It don't matter how young you are right now. Everything in life requires a plan. If you want to reach any level in life, man, it requires a plan, brothers. I'm telling you, every single level in life you could want to meet, you could want to reach, you could want to attain, requires a plan. And I'm not talking about a plan for tomorrow. I'm talking about a long-term plan that you must implement and execute. This is about implementation and execution. That is all this is about. Life is about implementation and execution. That's how you grow a YouTube channel. You implementation and execution. That's what you do. That's how you grow a business. Implementation and execution. That's how you get fit. Implementation and execution. That's how you become spiritually more aware and more sound. Implementation and execution. That's how you dominate a woman. Implementation and execution. Pretty much everything in life is about implementation and execution. And that's what this is all about, brothers. Nothing else. Renzel, what's good, Zell, man? Appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. Say, checking in and receive this financial game. Salute to you, bro. Appreciate you coming through. Moyo Sauce, appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. Bro say iron shopping iron. Thanks, homie. No doubt, brother. I appreciate that, man. So, you know, the bottom line is this, man. And, you know, and I really came in with this one late because, you know, this one of those things, man. This one for the real right here, man. You know what I'm saying? This one for the real. And so I dropped it late. I started to come in with this tomorrow. But I said, man, let me go ahead and get this to the homies tonight, late. So the homies that need it will be the homies that get it. You know, the homies that need it will be the homies that receive it, man. And so, you know, this is one of those things, man. I say, go ahead, man, and see what you can do to implement this plan in your life, brothers. You know what I'm saying? And this is the thing, brothers. Let me give you another caveat. If you don't have any debts, then You don't have to make 48,000. You could drop yours down, man, to 36. You know what I'm saying? You could do this with 36. If you don't have to throw $1,500 at debt, you don't even have to do 48. But I would still go for the 48. I would still go for $1,000 a week. I would still go for that. Because if you don't have the debt, there's more money you can save. Then you get to having your year worth of expenses cheaper. I mean, quicker. You may want to go 2 years of expenses. Do you know how fiscally free you are if you've got 2 years worth of expenses saved? 2 years? Fool, that's 24 months. You got to grind. You got to invest. You got to boss up. And you ain't got to worry about nobody controlling your movement for 2 whole years, dog. Who do you know got 2 years worth of expenses saved up? Don't worry, homie. I got time. I'll wait. I'm telling you what's real, bro. This ain't a hard process, man. I just wish brothers will understand that if you wrap your mind around the concept of not blowing money, trying to impress these bras, or even worse, trying to impress these dudes by looking fly and driving fly and living fly and all that. The majority of people who live fly, drive fly, and look fly, man, ain't situated the way they look like they are. That's why they try so hard to look so situated. The richest men in the world don't look rich. That's real talk. The richest men in the world don't look rich. The fittest men in the world don't even look fit. The fittest man in the world, when you super fit, motherfucker can't tell you fit, man, with your clothes on. They can't tell it. I'm talking about when you super fit. Super fit. Brownson, appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Bro, say salute Dr. BOA as usual. I'm taking notes and soaking in his wisdom. Salute to the Mod Squad on sharing their personal financial growth stories too. No doubt, man. No doubt, man. The chat been bananas tonight, man. I appreciate y'all brothers, man. You know, coming in, man, and using your story as motivation, man, for the brothers, man. Morpheus Mind doesn't appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Bro, say, I wish I caught this in the beginning, but this is a very beneficial stream. Yeah, I'm going to leave it up for a little while, man. I'm going to chop that intro off the beginning of it, and so we get right into the meat of it, man. And I'm going to leave it up for a little while, man. So I want y'all to understand, brothers, that it is very, very possible, man. Very possible to change your life in 3 years. Even if you don't get all the way debt free in 3 years, if you could throw $54,000 at your debt, bro, let's say you got $75,000 worth of debt, which is a lot. Outside of student loans, if you don't have student loans, you should not have more than $50,000 worth of debt. Really, if you don't have student loans, you should not have more than $20,000 worth of debt. That's just to be honest with you, man. You know, like, it's hard to fathom having, you know, more than $25,000 worth of debt, man. It is hard to fathom. I'm not talking about house note, car note. I'm not talking about those type of things. I'm talking about debt, outstanding debt. Those are arrangements. I call those payment arrangements. Your mortgage is a payment arrangement. You have an arrangement set there to pay, and if you're not in default, then that we won't count that as what we're talking about here. But man, you can change your life in 3 years, bro. I'm telling you, man. All you got to do is focus, man, and stay consistent, brothers. Focus on your goal and stay consistent. And, man, you can live a wonderful life in a very short period of time, brothers. Very short period of time. You just got to go full speed ahead, moving into the next level of life. You can't let anybody hold you back. You damn sure can't hold yourself back. You have to focus, man. Life ain't gonna be fun. This shit ain't gonna be fun, but how fun is being broke? I was talking about this to a brother, man, and he was like, man, you know, man, what up, man? I can't hang out, man. Man, what you do? What I'm gonna do for fun? Just stay broke then, fool. You worrying about fun? How a broke nigga gonna worry about fun? Man, let me tell you something, brothers, and it's real talk. And I'm gonna talk about this on the stream. As a matter of fact, y'all just listen to the video that I put up tomorrow, man. I'm about to go ahead and set the Sony a6400 up right now, man. When I'm done with this stream, man, I got a video coming up for y'all tomorrow, man. That's gonna come on the back of this, man. Because there's certain things that a broke man shouldn't even think about. Certain things that a man that's broke is not. You shouldn't even feel up to some of these things. If you broke, nigga, you shouldn't want to go nowhere. How you gonna want to go somewhere and you can't even pay your way without tipping into some money that you can't afford? If you got to spend your bill money hanging out, bro, you can't afford to hang out. You po hustling. You can't afford to hang out, man. How you gonna go on a trip, man, and you gotta rely on the people that you're going on a trip with, man? Let me tell you, I don't care where nobody going, man. If we ain't finna go and try to get no money, I'm not finna go nowhere with nobody, man. And my money ain't straight. I can't enjoy life, man, if I gotta, be in that type of financial situation, that type of fiscal array. I can't enjoy life. That shit ain't fun. I can't have no fun. We can't hang out and kick it. Dicky Fashion, man, appreciate the $2 super chat, bro. Say any advice for young men planning on moving out? You got to be planning on moving out. You can't just move out without a plan. Just because you're thinking about moving out don't mean you're planning on moving out. If you don't have no money situated, you're not planning on moving out. You're either being forced out or you're jumping the gun and leaving out too early. Man, moving out is expensive. Being on your own is expensive. You have got to have a plan. And just saying, okay, I'm going to move out. That's not planning to move out. A plan is something you got on paper. Okay, I'm going to save this much. Okay, I saved that much. Okay, I want to live in this area. Okay, I'm going to live in that area. This is how much it's going to cost. This is how much I need to make. This is how much I'll spend on bill. Right now, if you're planning on moving out, you should already have your budget. You should already have your budget situated. You should already know what you have to spend, what you're going to put on rent, what you're going to put on food, what you're going to put on all of that. That's a plan. So my advice would be to make sure you are planning to move out and just not thinking about moving out and just not, just jumping the gun and moving out without a plan. Planning is a definite word that has a definitive definition. You have to understand and accept the fact that you're either planning or you're just thinking about doing something that you're going to do without a plan. So that would be my advice, man. Make sure you're planning. Make sure you have a plan. If you have a plan, then do it. That's all, man. If you got a plan situated, do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what it is. Don't do anything without a plan. I don't do anything without a plan. And people say, man, you may have missed some opportunities in life, man. You did without a plan. Okay, cool. I'm straight. I don't do anything without a plan, man. I just don't do it. That's just me. I don't do anything without a plan. Listen, even if the plan don't make sense to people, I'm going to have a plan. I may be finna do something that's totally unorthodox, but I planned to do that unorthodox thing. I'm not saying everything got to be on the straight and narrow and normal. No, man, I've done plenty. I've planned plenty of unorthodox things and I've followed them through, saw them through to the end. And a lot of times, most times, man, they work out in a beneficial way. But you just at least have to have a plan. At least have a plan. Let's see, man. 408, man. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate you jumping on the Patreon. Hey, man, I appreciate all y'all brothers jumping on the Patreon, man. I appreciate all y'all jumping on the Patreon, man. As a matter of fact, man, before we get out of here, man, we're going to cover a couple more things, man. But let me do this, man, before we get out of here, man. I got to do this. I got to do this right quick, man. It's mandatory that I do this. All right, man, let's do this right here. All right, man. Today's show, man, is brought to you by these brothers, the following brothers: Brian Fleming, Caleb Rock, Elijah Light, John Doe, Keelan Littleton, Markeith Jones, Marvin Breton, Mr. Intellect. There's a couple of more guys, man, who brought this show to you as well. R.E. Guru and Tim Johnson. These are the men who are responsible for bringing this show to you tonight. These are the men who who support the channel and support the movement enough to make a huge difference. Now, all of you guys make a difference. I'm not minimizing anybody's difference, but these guys, man, these are my guys who are on the executive level, man, and ownership levels on Patreon, man, and they are responsible for this particular show, man. They are the sponsors of this particular stream, man. So I want to send a shout out to those brothers. I want you guys to send a shout out to those brothers as well. But each and every one of you, men, are responsible for the growth of this channel, man, and the growth of the platform altogether, man. You guys are the reason that I'm able to and I got some time coming up, man. I'm gonna take a week off, man, and go ahead and sit down with this chick, man, and go ahead and finish the book, man, and let the editor get a hold to it, man, and all of that, man. Finally push this thing on through, man, since I ain't got nothing else to do. I can't finish the project, right? I can't finish the music project right now, man. The studio, they can't open. You know what I'm saying? They'll get fined if they open. So I can't finish the project right now, man. I got a couple of more finishing touches to put on it. As a matter of fact, I need to send this mastering guy, man, some MP3s. I'm glad I thought about that. But I say this, brothers. I appreciate y'all support, man. You know what I'm saying? The reason that, I'm able to get new equipment, man, and increase the quality of the joints, man, is, it's just because of you men's contribution, man. I wouldn't be doing this, man, honestly, man, still, man, on this level. I'd still be on a lower level. Like, you men's contribution is why this channel grows. I would still just be doing it on the same level. You know what I'm saying? So, I appreciate what y'all doing, man. I appreciate y'all coming in here, man. It's after midnight Central Standard Time, man. So I know it's after 1 a.m., on the East Coast, man. So I appreciate y'all being in here, man. Still in here this time of night with 200 guys, man. I'm telling you, if I came on earlier, if I came on like 8 o'clock at night, man, I guarantee you, man, I have, man, about 700-800 guys in here, man. If I can do 2, 3, 4, sometimes 500 guys, man, at almost midnight during the week sometime, come on, bro. But this is our time, brothers. This is our time. I set it aside for the Alphasphere, and this is where our time gonna be, man. Whoever can make it in here, man, I appreciate y'all, man. So, I appreciate y'all, man. We're gonna go ahead and slide on out of here, man. I appreciate everybody with all the super chats, man. And for sure, D Fleming, Alpha Owls for sure, man. So yeah, man, it's 1:30 on the East Coast, man. I got my brother SJ in here, man. I know he in New York. Got a couple of other cats in here, man. Not just TV, man, repping Germany. Yep, it's 1:30, man, in Florida, man. The man with a plan in Florida, man. Got some homies in Florida. We up in here, man. You know what I'm saying? We up in here. We quarantine, man. What we gonna do? We gonna come in here, man. We gonna keep alpha hours. That's what we do. So, man, I appreciate everybody.